Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm clear and loud from your end. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Good evening. I'll be your MC for tonight. I'm Jovi De Loreto. Welcome again on our health series, no? So this is actually a four-part series of our optimal health talk on toxic toxicologies or toxins. Something to do with that. No, because yeah, we will be talking about how this disease tonight. No, we will be talking about the homotoxin accumulation. Last time we had a talk on the basics of homotoxins. Now naman, tonight we will be talking about the causes or the disease the diseases caused by homotoxin accumulation. Wow, interesting. And yeah, so welcome to our guests tonight. No first timers attendees. This is event is brought to you by CCGPH. We are a community of uh, individuals. We are an organization that educates, equips, and empower individuals, professionals to live life of passion, purpose, and excellence through our Optimal Life programs. No, and the Optimal Life programs we have three. No, we have focused on health, personal growth, and also on the finances. And tonight we want to give an optimal health talk, and this will be uh, given by a very, very credible doctor himself, our last week's guest presenter. So, yeah, we're so excited to learn again more from our presenter, doctor, tonight. All the way from Bukidnon, he is a certified DOH no, medical homotoxicologist, and he will be sharing with us on the second topic of our body cleansing series. So let's give it away to our doctor presenter, Dr. Greco, all the way from Bukidnon. Hi, Doc. Happy to see you again.
Good evening, everyone. Did you hear me?
Yes,
Narinig
loud.
niyo ako?
Apo.
Yes, okay. This evening, I'm going to talk about the diseases caused by homotoxin accumulation in our body.
Sure.
No. So, okay. Nakita niyo yung yung slides? Nakita niyo yung slides? Hello po.
Yes, Doc.
Yes, nakita niyo yung slides?
Opo. Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. So, my talk tonight will be this the second part is the diseases caused by homotoxin accumulation. Okay. Now, let's talk first about this. Let us review first about homotoxicology. Uh, homotoxicology okay. Okay, so this one is homotoxicology. It views the illness as the body's natural processes of defense against disease, causing material known as homotoxins, or known as the substances that is toxic to man. Okay. Homotoxicology, homotoxins can be internal or external, that is from diet, chemicals, pollution, trauma, stress, and drugs. Okay? It is the accumulation of toxins that manifests itself in a variety of ways, such as fever, vomiting, diarrhea, inflammation, coughing, infections, and other afflictions, ranging all the way through peritonitis, pleurisy, pneumonia, to cancers and fatal diseases. No. Okay. So let's talk also with biological medicine. Biological medicine, it means that it's treating more than the disease organ as the liver, kidney, heart, or the joints. No, it's more than that. Bale, the patient seen as more than just a set of mechanical parts to be repaired or removed, but more as a whole or an interrelated energy system with the ability to balance and maintain itself. So, in short, biological medicine is using the natural medicine, no? Hindi po ginagamitan ng mga synthetic drugs. Okay, so bali ang approach po ng biological medicine is holistic po. Okay. So, in biological medicine, there's helping the body to heal itself through the removal of toxins, activation of its own defense mechanism, and number 3 is maintenance of balance within the system. Okay. So the nature of the disease. The disease is the activity of the body to maintain balance. Yan po, yung mga diseases natin is simply that is the activity of our body na para mabalanse. No? The intake of toxins is the cause of the disease. Okay? Disease or disease. No, this is this is a high space is, meaning this is na wala po yung is. So, is a bodily reaction to eliminate toxins. Yung pong mga sakit natin, it is our body is reacting para i-eliminate po natin yung toxin. Kaya po naglabas yung mga sakit natin. Example, diarrhea. Nagka-loose bowel movement tayo because may toxin dyan nakapasok sa intestine natin, kaya pinapalabas niya. Kaya tayo naglo-loose bowel. Okay? Okay. Number 4 is clinical disease is the process of the body attempting to detoxify and eliminate toxins. Okay, so we are attempting yung mga sakit natin, yung mga symptoms ng sakit natin is yung body natin ang we are attempting to detoxify and to eliminate the toxins. Number 5 is diseases are the biologically appropriate defense reactions against endotoxins and endotoxins. Remember, yung endotoxin, yung toxin na galing sa loob nanggagaling sa mga toxins na nasa body natin, yung mga excess sugar, excess cholesterol, yung mga uric acid, etc. Yung exotoxins are yung toxins na galing sa labas, yung mga bacteria, yung mga viruses, yung mga pesticides, yung mga chemicals, mga fumes, lahat-lahat na. Okay? Now, let us compare homotoxicology and allopathy. Allopathy means conventional medicine, conventional or mainstream medicine. Homotoxicology is the biological medicine. Let us compare it. Okay? Number 1 is, in homotoxicology, it's like cures like. Kung ano yung sakit mo, anong nag-cause ng sakit mo, yun din ang ginagamit natin sa pag-treat sa sakit natin, but in a very minimal dose. Okay? Sa allopathy naman, yung sa mainstream medicine or yung synthetic medicine, it's antagonistic, magkaiba. So, kung ano yung hindi po the same. Yung cause ng disease is iba po, hindi siya kaparehas, no? Okay. So, yung sa homotoxicology, small dose stimulus po. While sa allopathy, it's large dose. Ibig sabihin, kung yung symptoms natin, para mawala yung pain, binibigyan po tayo ng malalakas na mga pain relievers. So, in a very high doses. The higher the dose, the more it is effective to symptom relief. Example, masakit yung joints mo. Kung bigyan ka ng pain reliever, usually in a high dose para effective kasi sinusuppress po niya yung pain. Pero, in homotoxicology or in biological medicine, ang ginagamit po natin is a very small dose para mawala yung pain. Medyo medyo mahirap po ito intindihin kasi medyo iba kasi ang approach nito eh. Kasi in homotoxicology, yung very small amount lang needed to stimulate the normal function of our system. No, example, perfume or yung, di ba yung perfume, konti lang na maamoy mo siya kahit malayo. Kahit konting lang, di ba, example, mga 10 meters, ma-smell mo yung perfume or yung garbage. Di ba, malayong malayo pero ma-smell mo. At saka na-stimulate yung smelling sensation mo. Pero kung ilapit mo yan siya yung perfume, ilapit mo dyan sa nose mo, medyo, yan siya, medyo hindi mo na ma-feel. Kasi, large dose na kasi eh. Dapat, kunti lang po para mag-function yung normal na smelling sensation natin. Yun ang So, also, para mawala yung pain natin, example, may arthritis tayo, bibigyan ko yan ng gamot na anti-inflammatory, but in a very minimal dose. Ma-stimulate na yung normal anti-inflammatory function sa body natin with that very minimal dose. Yun po ang advantage ng homotoxicology. Kaya wala siyang side effect. While sa allopathy, yung mga pain reliever in a very high dose, maraming side effect. Example ng side effect niyan is yung gastritis, ulcers, saka minsan nag-cause pa yan siya ng myocardial infarction or heart attack or bleeding. Okay? So, also in holistic medicine or in homotoxicology, it is holistic. Mind, body, spirit. As a whole na po yan siya kasi every organ of our body are interconnected. While in allopathy, it is symptomatic. It's based on the symptoms. Kung ano yung symptoms mo, yun din ang binibigay na gamot na pang-relieve lang ng symptom. So, hindi niya tinitreat as a whole. Yung symptom lang. Number 4, with therapeutic stimulation of the immune system. So, in-stimulate po niya with biological medicine yung immune system natin. While in mainstream medicine or allopathy, it overrides or suppresses the immune system. Diba, example, yung antibiotics natin, kung palagi tayong uminom, nasusuppress po yung immune system natin. Yung palagi tayong nag-take ng prednisone or yung mga steroids, nasusuppress po yung immune system natin. While with homotoxicology or the biological medicine, it stimulates, it improves the immune system. Okay. Now, number 5, homotoxicology works at the energy level. Okay. Energy po siya, energy medicine. While in allopathy, it works at cellular or organ level. Okay. Actually, homotoxicology is considered as a nanomedicine. Yung very advanced na po siya. Subnuclear medicine na po siya. Or nanomedicine. Okay. Number 6, homotoxicology also deals with chronic and degenerative conditions. Yan po ang advantage ng homotoxicology or the biological medicine. Yung diseases na yung pangmatagalan na, yung matagal na sakit, at yung mga degenerative na, yung nasisira na po yung katawan natin. While in allopathy, effective siya in acute and life-threatening conditions. So mga emergency cases, yung mag-heart attack, yung mga nahihilo, yung yung mga emergency, yung mga bleeding, kailangan yun talaga ang effective po yung allopathy, yung conventional medicine sa mga ganyan na mga sakit, yung emergency cases. Okay. Also, in homotoxicology, it works primarily by excretion and detoxification. Yun po ang action ng mga anti-homotoxic drugs. Ipinapalabas po niya ang mga toxin because toxin is the main cause of the disease. Okay. In allopathy, it works primarily by suppression of symptoms. Okay? It suppresses, sinusuppress lang po niya yung symptom. Example, masakit yung tiyan mo. In conventional medicine, bigyan ka lang nila ng yung Buscopan, yung mga anti-acids, yung mga anti-ulcer. So that is simply to suppress the symptoms. While in homotoxicology, tinitreat po natin kung bakit nagkaroon ng symptom, kung bakit nagkaroon ng sakit. So, it works primarily by excretion. Ito po ang mechanism of action ng mga biological medicine na gamot. Excretion and detoxification. I-remove lang po yung toxin because that is the main cause of the disease. So, hindi po sinusuppress. Okay. Finally, in homotoxicology, it creates balance. While in allopathy, it creates imbalance. Kaya nagkakaroon na ng side effects. Kaya maraming side effects. Sometimes, yung side effects po ng mainstream medicine or yung synthetic medicine is mas malala pa kaysa sakit mo, yung una mong sakit. Example, nagkaroon ka ng hypertension, inom ka ng gamot na antihypertensive drug, tapos sinamahan pa yon ng yung aspirin para maglabnaw yung dugo mo. Ang problema ngayon, after taking aspirin, nagkakos yan sa ng ulcer. Yan yung side effect niya, nagkakos ng ulcer. So, because nagka-ulcer ka na, sa take mo ng aspirin, bibigyan ka na naman ng omeprazole para mawala yung acid sa tiyan mo. Tapos yung omeprazole mo naman, nagkakos naman yan ng kidney problem or liver problem. So, yan ang problema. So, nagkakaroon siya ng side effects. While in biological medicine, wala po siyang halos side effects. Ang meron lang niya is the Herxheimer's reaction or tinatawag nitong healing reaction. Yung healing reaction po is yung may time kasi na pag take mo ng homeopathic medicine or yung biological medicine or herbal medicine, maraming maglabas na toxin, kaya sometimes nahihilo ka or sometimes magsakit yung tiyan mo or sometimes nag-fever ka. So, that is a healing reaction. Ibig sabihin yan, lumalabas na po yung mga toxins. So, later on yan, magbalanse na po yon. So, matitreat na po yung sakit mo. So, mawala na po yung symptoms. So, yan. It creates balance. Okay. Diseases caused by homotoxin accumulation. Ito na po yung mga diseases. Number 1, arthritis. Number 2 is the heart disease. Number 3 is bronchitis. Number 4 is chronic skin disorder. Pwede tayo dyan. Yung mga skin, mga psoriasis, yung mga allergic reaction. Halos lahat ng mga skin disorder, pwede. Yung diarrhea and gastroenteritis, madali lang ito. Ito sa homotoxicology. Itong dermatological, viral diseases. Actually, we could treat yung COVID. We have yung COVID nga, madali lang sana yung i-treat yun. Mag-infuse lang tayo ng vitamin C mag-IV lang tayo ng high dose vitamin C, matitreat na yon, madali lang yon, no need of that very expensive and very yung maraming side effect na mga gamot. Dati nung time ng pandemic, ang ginagamit ko sa pasyente ko is yung high dose vitamin C lang. Natitreat na yung yung COVID-19 diseases. So, it's also good in leukemia and cancer. And also liver diseases. Very effective po ito, liver diseases. Okay. Alopecia, kidney diseases, endometriosis, fertility problems, behavioral problems, recurrent cystitis, prostate disease, traumatic injuries, endocrine disorders, non-healing wounds, bone healing, skin problems, okay. Also, immune disorder, detoxifications, post-operative recovery, childbirth, neonatal and pediatric disease. Halos lahat ng sakit na makita sa human body ay pwedeng i-treat ng homotoxicology at saka biological medicine. No? So because these diseases are always caused by toxin. Si pag toxin ang cause ng disease, madali lang yan siyang i-treat with biological medicine. Okay? Also included, yung biological medicine po is included na po yung mga food supplements. Kasama na po yung mga herbs, herbal medicine. Kasama na po yan siya. Diyan. So, also with probiotics, very important kasi yung probiotics. Kasi yun ang pinakaunang dapat isiguro natin na meron tayo niyan sa intestine natin. Kasi yan po ang first line of defense, yung intestine natin. Kasi with probiotics alone, lahat na ito, ng mga disease na mention ko, will be treated. Except lang siguro, isang sakit lang ang hindi natin magamot ng biological medicine. Alam mo, yung kinulam ka, hindi yun matreat ng biological medicine. Okay? So, this one, ito na po yung na-mention ko last time. Ito po yung table of homotoxicosis. So, ito po yung kung early stage pa dito, madali po yung i-treat itong first 3 stages. Pag andito na yan siya, mag-pass by na siya ng biological division, medyo mahirap na po ito. Example ha, mention ko, this one, orodermal, example, may nakapasok na virus Pagpasok ng virus sa atin, sa example sa nose natin, pwede natin malabas, pwede natin maano sa saliva natin. Pwede siyang i-defense ng saliva. Okay? Or sa ilong natin, pwede siyang ipalabas through sneezing. Pag magtagal yung mga toxin na yan siya, magkaroon na ito ng rhinitis. Pag hindi na siya makalabas, no? Makapasok na siya ba sa mga cells. So mag-react na yung body natin. There will be inflammation. So magka-rhinitis na tayo. Pag hindi pa yun mapalabas, magtagal pa yung toxin doon, hindi tayo nag-treat or nag-take tayo ng gamot na pampasuppress lang sa symptom, pampasuppress ng sipon. So yung toxin hindi makalabas kasi sinuppress mo eh. 'Di ba may gamot tayo ng pang-suppress ng sipon, yung mga chlorpheniramine hydrate, yung mga cetirizine, yung mga anti-allergy. Minsan nafe-feel mo na, uy, nawala yung sipon ko after taking those medicine. Ang problema, ang nangyari pala is yung toxin ay nagpunta deeper. Nagtago na siya. So, ngayon, hindi siya nakalabas. Pag magtagal na yun sa mucus natin, mucus lining natin, magkaroon na ng nasal polyps. Yan, may nagtubo na doon sa nose natin ng mga nasal polyp. So medyo mahirap na po itong tanggalin kaya kinukuha ito through surgery, itong nasal polyp. Pero pwede pa natin yan i-treat kasi nasa early pa man siya. I-remove lang natin yung toxin, kaya na yan i-treat. Kasi meron kaming gamot na euphorbium nasal spray na spray lang namin doon sa nasal polyps, slowly na di-dissolve yung nasal polyp niya kasi pinapalabas yung toxin doon. Later on, mawala yun siya using that spray. Pero pag magtagal na yung mga toxin, mag-go yan sa deeper, magiging leukoplakia na siya. Yung parang tumor na siya na medyo mahirap na siyang kunin. Mahirap na siya i-treat. Pag magtagal na pa mo yung toxin, isuppress mo naman yung toxin, isuppress mo yung magbigay tayo ng, mag-take ka ng mga steroids, lalo siyang magpunta dun sa ilalim, yung toxin, yung leukoplakia mo nagiging atrophic rhinitis na, nasisira na po yung lumiliit na po yung lining po ng nasal mucosa po. Nagkaano na siya, lumiliit na po siya at nasisira na. Pag magtagal naman yung toxin, pag hindi na yun nakuha at sinusuppress mo palagi, ayan, magiging cancer of the nasal and oral mucosa na po siya. So, para i-treat natin yung sakit natin, kung maaari, hanggang dito lang muna tayo. No? First 3 stages. Pag ano na yan sa, mahirap na po. Kaya yung cancer of the, yung lahat ng mga cancer, mahirap na po yan siya i-treat. Usually po, inooperahan po yan siya at saka nagkikemo at saka yung radiation or mga iba-ibang mga modalities na very toxic, very grabe yung mga side effects. Kaya mahirap po yung cancer, lalo na kung stage 4 na. Kasi nagkumalat na po yun siya. So, ito yung sample sa lungs natin. Punta yung toxin, kung ng pharyngitis, laryngitis, yung polyps, so naging asthma na yan siya. Later on, nagiging tuberculosis na siya. At ngayon, nagiging cancer na siya of the larynx or the lungs. So, yan po. So, to get rid, para hindi tayo magkasakit ng malala or cancer, dapat hindi natin isuppress yung symptoms. Kasi pag isuppress mo yan siya, mas lalong maglala yan siya. So, dapat tulungan natin yung body natin, yung system natin na ipalabas yung toxin. So mag-detox tayo. So the first thing to do is you should take in the probiotic kasi first line of defense yun siya. Kasi with probiotics alone, matitreat na lahat ng mga sakit dito. Especially yung mga irritable bowel syndrome, yung mga ulcer, yung mga allergies, including yung mga colon cancer, lahat-lahat na. Yung liver cancer. So matitreat yun siya. At saka, the more probiotics you have, the more healthy you are. So dapat, kung ilang cells ang body natin, dapat times 10 yung probiotics natin. Okay? So, thank you.
Ay, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Greco. We're so amazed and we're very much informed of your topic tonight. We have, wow, we've learned so much again tonight, Doc. Maraming salamat po. And we're looking forward to more, no, of your Nakamute pala ako. I'm so excited explaining and sharing. Wow, thank you again, Doc. We're so blessed to hide and learn so much again from your topic on homotoxology. Yan. Tama ba, Doc?
Homotoxicology.
Homotoxicology. Yan. Thank you for correcting me. Ayan. Wow. A lot are giving their thanks and yeah, to the topic that you've shared tonight. And yeah, we will be having, before we do, I'll check on your questions, no, after this video that I'll be sharing with you. Yeah, please type in your questions because I think you cannot unmute yourselves. So please go ahead, type it away so Dr. Greco can, yeah, answer some of your questions. I think we still have time. Tama ba, Doc? You can still entertain some questions. Perfect. Maraming salamat, Doc. So again, yeah, please focus on our screen for a short video.
Proteins are like our body's building blocks. They're required for the structure and for the function and for the maintenance of our bodies. The World Health Organization recommends almost a gram of protein per kilogram of body weight for the average person. So if you weighed 60 kilograms, that means you would need about 50 grams of protein per day, which would be about the same as eating 8 eggs. A lot of people look to animal products for protein in their diets, and while those are good for you in small quantities, they contain some unhealthy fats as well. So it's important to make sure that you're also getting lean sources of protein. Nutrilite All Plant Protein combines the highest quality plant sources from soy, wheat, and pea to provide the complete amino acid profile you need to get from your food without all of the fat and cholesterol. All plant protein provides about 8 to 10 grams of protein per serving, which would be the same as eating about 1.5 eggs. This low-fat, cholesterol-free, and lactose-free powder can be added to any meal. So if you're not getting enough protein, an easy way to help fill in that gap would be to use Nutrilite All Plant Protein Powder.
When you are at your best, you can just feel it in your gut. It's probably because 70% of your immune system lives there, right in your gut. That's why there's Nutrilite Balance Within Probiotic, to help maintain a natural balance of good bacteria to support healthy immunity and digestion. Designed with 6.3 billion probiotics and a unique blend of clinically tested strains that arrive in your gut alive and stay there. Made with a prebiotic fiber, inulin, from chicory root to help feed your good gut bacteria. With a gotta love list, you simply gotta love, so you can ride through the day with a strong foundation for your gut with Nutrilite Balance Within Probiotic. Nutrilite. Plant, grow, thrive.
Wow, those are our partner, no, in our health topic tonight. We're partnered with the number one dietary supplement in the world, and that is Nutrilite. No, wow, wow, that's a good video. Maybe we can get a copy of that. Ayan, Doc, maraming nagpapasalamat sa inyo on this topic that you've given. And we have question actually, Doc. And to some who can unmute, then yeah, I'll ask Ryan to do so in a little while. But yeah, here's a question from Mokat. Doc Greco, what's the alternative or what's an alternative to cetirizine or other allergy meds for chronic broncho or cough caused by nasal drip for a 13-year-old? Yan.
Yung sa Nutrilite product po, maganda po yung garlic because may antiviral effect po yung garlic natin. And also, yung acerola para sa immune system. At saka, kung may probiotic tayo, mabuti din. Sana. Hopefully, darating na yung probiotic kasi excited na ako dyan. No? It's a must talaga. Sa lahat ng sakit natin, dapat mag-take tayo ng probiotics. Yun. Yun po. Pero sa homotoxicology po, meron tayong alternative dyan, yung with the use of the anti-hemotoxic medicine, yung alternative po ng cetirizine is the Lofil, yung Lofa. Lofa, galing po yan sa patola. Lofa is patola, di ba? Familiar kayo niyan yung Lofa, yung sponge na ginagamit natin.
Yes, yes.
In Germany po, may isang company doon na ginagamit nila yung Lofa to treat, may gamot silang ginagawa, no, yung tablets, your drops, or your nasal spray. With the use of that, yung ingredient nila is the Lofa. So, very effective. Ginagamit ko po yan sa mga pasyente ko na may mga rhinitis, yung mga asthma, yung mga allergic bronchitis. At meron po yung spray, nasal spray, na slowly tinitreat niya po yung, pinapaliit niya po yung nasal polyps. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Ayan. So we can actually use our Nutrilite products for that, aside from the Lofa. Yan. And wow, from Olive, we'll be bringing in probiotics. Ayan, from the US. All right. So malapit na yan, Doc. So I think we're also, Olive, our co-founder of CCG, our community, getting some of our products in the US. Nutrilite, definitely Nutrilite probiotics. So yeah. All right. Another question, Doc. From Olive herself. She just had a bad attack of rhinitis, sneezing, nasal drip, and eventually headache and itchy throat, which she have this occasionally. So, ayan, can she consult with you online? Okay. Oo. Okay yan, Doc?
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Baka Olive can unmute herself. Hold on.
Yeah, syempre, I have a lot of questions, and I don't like to use drugs talaga. Another grabe ang allergy, grabe talaga, is my husband. So I don't know, I've already talked to an allergy doctor. Ang nakita na ginanyan-ganyan siya yung allergy test. Ang grabe ang allergy niya. Ang cause ng allergy daw niya is dust mites. So I don't want to ask you here. Siguro I will ask for a Zoom consultation for both of us. But more of my husband. Yung rhinitis, kahapon yun. I was with Jovi and the rest. I was non-stop sneezing and blowing my nose. Non-stop. Ngayon nag-improve na. But yun na nga, natatakot din ako paano ba ma-prevent yun? Mamaya dyan, lumala. O, di ba? So, okay, Doc, I will set a schedule with you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, ma'am.
Maraming salamat, Doc. Thank you, Olive, for that. Ayan.
Doc, can I ask?
Go ahead,
I'm back, yeah.
Mahirap mag-type.
Yeah.
Doc, I was there. Habol ako last time na marami din akong questions noon. Iniinom ko na pala yung mga Calamansi Pure every day from 8 to 16 to 34. And I think it's really making me feel good, no? So anyway, I heard you talked about, as an example, prednisone and ano pa, yung mga steroids, no?
Steroids.
So, I used to take that every once in 2 years. Parating yun yung attack ko eh. Once in 2 years. Seasonal. Which I think is pwedeng pollen. Pero the thing is, pag na-trigger na yung pollen, yung mga dating hindi ko naman dapat na allergic na ako, mabilis din siya ma-trigger ulit. Like sa hipon, everything, no? Para all of a sudden, allergic ka na sa lahat. So how bad is it na kung naging continuous yung use of prednisone and steroids, yung mga Telfast, mga ganyan?
Ano pala yung ano mo, ma'am? Sakit mo, ma'am?
Pantal. Pagka nagpantal ng isa, may isang katabi, magdidikit sila, parang urticaria. Ganon. Dikit, ganyan.
So you've been taking prednisone for every 2 years?
Oo. And, yung attack is just once in 2 years. So, tapos after mga 4 weeks to less than 2 months, wala na siya totally.
Later on, magbalik na naman.
Last year, 2 years ago, same doctor na nagreseta noon, sabi niya, ba't hindi mo ako binalikan agad? Your nagsi-self-prescribe ako ng medicines kasi tinutuloy ko lang. May kapalit na pala ng mga second generation antihistamine. Mas sinuggest niya yung Belastin rather than yung mga prednisone.
Oo. Yan kasi ang problema with yung mga steroids kasi nagka-cause yun siya ng side effects, no? Na-depress po yung immune system pag tinitake mo yan siya ng matagal. Dapat kasi hindi yan necessary na i-continue mo yan siya. Tapos kung mag-stop ka niyan, dapat ano lang din, dahan-dahan po pag-stop, hindi po biglaan. Kasi magka-cause yan ng rebound, no? Mas lalo kang kasi yung immune system mo mag-down kasi yan pag palagi kang nagtitake ng prednisone. At saka yung kidney mo masisira, kaya magka-cause yan ng edema, yung facial edema, yung parang tumataba yung face mo, moon face tawag niyan. So, yan ang problema sa mga steroids. At saka, yung steroid nga it's not treating the disease, no? It's just simply suppressing the symptoms. Kasi yung steroid is anti-inflammatory. Nawawala yung inflammation. Kasi ang cause ng inflammation, as what I've said, it's always the toxin. Kasi may nakapasok na toxin, kaya nag-react yung body natin, nag-cause siya ng inflammation, namamaga. In short, may mamamaga dyan sa loob. Kaya, para mawala yung inflammation, ipalabas natin yung toxin. Hindi natin dapat isuppress. Kasi pag nag-take tayo ng steroid, prednisone, nawala yung inflammation, pero yung toxin, andun pa rin. Mas lalo yan siyang papasok sa mga cells. Magkaroon na yan siya, mag-create pa yan ng habok. Then later on, may cancer ka na. Imbis nga asthma lang yun sa yung sakit mo, yung allergic rhinitis, may cancer ka na ngayon sa throat mo or sa lungs mo. Yan ang problema. Kasi dapat ipalabas yan siya. Yan kasi I don't know bakit naging ganyan ang natin, yung conventional medicine. Kasi gusto kasi ng conventional medicine na palagi tayong mag-take ng gamot lifetime. Yan ang goal nila eh. Yan ang problema sa mga big pharma. Gusto nila palagi tayong mag-take ng medicine sa buong buhay natin. While in biological medicine, wala po tayong dapat i-maintain. No? Hindi po tayo mag-take ng mga synthetic drugs na lifetime. Kung gumaling ka na, kung yung rhinitis mo, magaling na, wala ka nang i-take na gamot. I-maintain mo na lang yung wellness, yung proper, yung sabi ko, yung nutrition, yung new start, yung sabi ko last time, new start. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, lahat. Yan. So, ang advice ko lang talaga is, do not take synthetic medicine for a long period. Yung chronic taking, hindi po yun siya maganda. Dapat, ang ano kasi, yung conventional medicine is, effective yan sa yung mga acute cases o yung mga emergency cases. Yan siya effective. Pero kung long term na nasakit, hindi na yun siya maganda. Dapat towards natural medicine na po tayo.
Doc, may question si Ryan Fernandez
Okay.
about
Yeah, may
eczema
question.
and asthma.
You saw that, Trophy? The question of Ryan.
Yeah. Let me read on it. So how about eczema or skin asthma, Doc? Is it linked to a gut health concern or problem?
Yes, that is very much linked.
Talaga?
Yes. Oh,
Wow.
kasi pag wala po tayong probiotics, yung mga bad bacteria, yung mga toxin, sinisira nila yung intestinal lining natin, no? Magkakaroon yan ng tawag ito, kalimutan ko na. Yung gut ba, yung kuan, may ano yan siya, masisira na yung barrier, papasok doon ang toxin. Tapos pupunta na yun sa bloodstream.
Is that the leaky gut?
Yes.
Leaky gut?
Tama, the leaky gut.
Leaky gut. Pumapasok sa dugo.
Nasisira yun dahil sa mga constant or palagi tayong uminom ng mga antibiotics, yung mga steroids, yung mga anti-inflammatory drugs. Nasisira yun, nagkakos yun ng leaky gut syndrome. Pagpasok ng toxin through that leaky gut, papasok na yan sa bloodstream, magkukos na yan siya ng mga eczema, mga allergies. Kasi mag-react man yung body natin, yung immune system natin, mag-react siya. Parang pinipigilan niya yung toxin na hindi makapasok. Ang mangyayari, there will be inflammation in our skin. Kaya nagkaka-allergy, nagkaka-eczema. So the best way is to cleanse the gut, then take in the probiotics. Kasi yung probiotics kasi, pinapatay nila yung mga bad bacteria. At saka, i-improve nila yung immune system natin because yung intestine po natin, meron po yan yung mucus, yung MALT, tatawag na lymphoid system, lymphoid tissue na nag-improve ng immune system natin. Siya yung first line of defense ba? Para hindi makapasok yung mga toxin at saka yung mga bacteria or mga viruses. Ini-improve po niya using the probiotics. Saka yung probiotics na naman, what is good with probiotics is that it releases serotonin, which is the happy hormone. Kaya kung marami tayong probiotics, happy po tayo. Kasi marami po tayong serotonin, which is the happy hormone. Kung wala po tayong probiotics, marami tayong sakit at nade-depress pa tayo at palagi tayong hindi maganda yung tulog natin. Ma-observe, maybe you have experienced that. Kung masakit yung tiyan mo, hindi maganda ang tulog mo, di ba? So, probiotic lang po. This is very simple way to treat those diseases.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Doc.
Oh.
Doc, I may question pa ba? Let me check. Yeah, is a yogurt, the plain yogurt, a probiotic as well?
Yes. It's a probiotic also.
Okay.
Pero kulang lang siya, hindi siya
Kulang siya ng power.
Oo,
Mhm.
kulang siya ng dapat marami.
Okay.
I totally agree with Doc kasi, with all the books we've read about health, ang gut talaga is the seat of your immune system. Kaya pala connected ang skin, connected yung ibang organs, lahat nasa gut talaga is where the immune system lies. Kaya gut health is going to be very important for all of us. Especially siguro pag medyo getting older, no? Yung ability, Doc, ano yung effect ng aging sa gut? The ability to, meron ba kayong alam?
Yes, yes ma'am. Pag nag-age po tayo, yung gut natin is parang hindi na siya masyadong, marami na tayong leaky gut. No?
Marami
Oo. Yes.
Oo.
Tapos, hindi na maganda yung niya, yung pa-absorb ng mga nutrients sa kinakain natin, hindi na maganda ang mga absorption, no? Kaya ang nangyayari is pag may edad na tayo, hindi na tayo, yung immune system natin is bumababa. Saka yung natin, yung mga toxin na palagi nating iniiwasan sa mga kinakain natin is mas madali silang makapasok. Kaya,
Ayun.
yan. Tapos, ano pa ba? Pag nagkaedad tayo, hindi na po maganda yung bowel movement natin. Kasi, hindi na, yung nervous system na kasi responsible for that bowel movement is, maghihina na po siya. So, maraming medyo yung may edad na constipated. Lalo na yung mga may edad na may mga maintenance na mga gamot. So, nagiging constipated sila. So, yun. So, mas lalo silang magkasakit.
Okay. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doc. Ayan. I think we can entertain this last question, from Ate Matet Rico. How about diverticulosis? Doc. Yan. Paano to ma-avoid naturally? Diverticulosis.
Diverticulosis,
Diverticulosis.
Yung diverticulosis is a disease po yan sa gut natin, no? Yung nagiging may outpouching po yung mga intestine natin, yung colon may outpouching po, parang nagballoon siya ba? Tapos doon nag-stay yung mga dumi na hindi yung makalabas, so nasisira yung colon. Kasi numinipis yung niya, yung lining ng colon. So, isa din yan po siya ng pag magtanda tayo, yan po ang palaging pwede tayo magkaroon yan. Pero ang pag-treat niyan, madali lang po. With the fiber lang po, need po ng fiber at saka yung probiotics. Yan lang po. Kasi pag magtagal kasi yung diverticulosis, magkukos yan siya ng colon cancer later on. Pag hindi mo yan siya nilinis, magkakos yan siya ng colon cancer. At saka kung sinusuppress mo yung inflammation yan with the use of steroids, yung mga anti-inflammatory, mas lalo siyang masisira. So, yun. So, dapat hindi po natin isuppress yung mga symptoms. Kasi yung symptoms kasi, as what I've said before, yung symptoms is, yun ang reaction ng body natin na ipalabas yung toxin. Kaya kung, sabi ko kanina, kung may makain tayo na virus or poison, Di ba nag-LBM tayo, nag-loose bowel movement? It's because pinapalabas yun siya, yung toxin sa body natin. Kaya tayo nagka-LBM, ipalabas. Kaya ang advice ko, kung magka-LBM po tayo, huwag kayong mag-take ng mga diatabs, yung mga antidiarrheals. Kasi yung toxin, papasok yan sa system mo, sa blood. Dapat hindi mo yan siya suppress. So, bawal yung mag-take ng mga, I'm sure naka-take na kayo niyan, yung mga diatabs, yung mga, yung mga antidiarrheals. So, dapat, hindi yan siya dapat i-suppress. Okay.
Wow. Lots of learning, Doc. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, we'll ending soon, no, our session tonight. But again, would like to thank our doctor expert tonight, Dr. Greco. Maraming salamat, Doc.
Thank you.
And we'll forward to another topic on next week. Ayan, another topic on homotoxicology. Yan, tama na yung pag-pronounce ko, Doc. So, yeah. Our third health topic on homotoxicology will be how to get rid, no, of the homotoxin accumulation. Tama ba, Doc?
Yes, yes.
Wow, perfect.
Wow, looking forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Grabe, we'll learn so much, Doc. And thank you for this Q&A na we also learn from each other on those sharings from our participants in the Zoom, no? And yeah. Okay. So I won't keep much of your time, Doc. And yeah, for those who are here attending for the very first time, please get back to your friends and how you can join us again in our online and offline, and that's a face-to-face event. So please, yeah, go ahead. You can chat with them. I think we don't have a breakout room, no?
No, we're already out of time. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, just go back to your friends and yeah, ask how you can join us again in our live events. We have Wednesdays where we talk about our health wealth topic, and Fridays, every other Fridays, we talk about our personal growth topic. So yeah, we've come to a close. Thank you so much again, Doc Greco. We will be seeing you next week and next Sunday again for that very interesting topic on homotoxicology. You've been a great audience, everyone. Thank you for joining us from abroad and from the Philippines. See you again next week. God bless. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Thank you.
Jovi, thank you. Thank you, Doc Greco.
Thank you, Doc Greco.
Thank you, Ryan.
God bless. Good night.